another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Guys, we're working on this 2007 to 2014 Toyota Kluger. Quite a common problem actually, the starter motors, the little solenoids on them bust out. So we're going to dismantle this little section here. We're going to pull things like the battery out, airbox, all that, get into the starter motor, rip it out, put a new one in, and hopefully it will all be fixed and good to go. This one actually has a starter motor problem, which goes to show it's definitely a real problem. So if this is the symptom you're experiencing, where you're trying to start it and it won't turn over, most likely starter motor is going to be a problem. Guys, we do have this part available here in Australia, partsfactoryoz.com.au. I think they're about $148 with free postage anywhere in Australia. Don't quote me on that, guys. Check the link in the description. Buy it, use this video to install it yourself, save some money, and hopefully, get you back on the road in good time. Alrighty guys, let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, the starter motor's down in there. I won't even bother showing you where it is at this point. What I'll do is I'll get this battery box out of the way. You'll be able to see it much clearer. You're gonna start by disconnecting your battery. Now, don't disconnect this one first, disconnect your negative, because if you go ahead and touch, say you undo that one onto here, it'll short the car out. So undo your negative first. If you can't get in, just, you can twist it like that. It's already pretty loose, so I'm just gonna pull it off. Now, once you've undone it like that, let's undo the battery clamp. I'm going to bring it up over here, and then there's a bolt here. You got this plastic trim. I'll see if I can get to it. Yeah, you definitely can. You can bring this clamp up, stick it out of the way, pull your positive off now, turn the terminal if you can. If you can't, use a flat end open end spanner. Pull that off, and then you can remove the whole battery. Just stick it on the ground out of your way. What we'll do next is we're going to undo this little 10mm here. You can just grab that hose and just give it a pull. Now you see the whole airbox wants to move. Right, we're going to undo this airbox lid. One. It's actually quite a long bolt. Or maybe, you know what? It's designed to stay in, that's what's going on. And so once you undo those two, you should just be able to pop it up and then undo your MAF airflow sensor. And then you should just be able to see all these little hoses. Obviously undo all of them, the little vacuum hoses to the solenoid. You should be able to undo this little hose there. One here, just holding in that box. And as I said, you can just kind of poke around, pulling them off. Grab that, stick it out of your way. All right, so your airbox, this is the last piece that comes out. You've got two bolts just holding it in there. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm hoping you can just grab it and lift it out, like so. Now there is another little sensor to this little solenoid. Just be nice and gentle because it looks like they perish. Get that out of your way. Now, we're getting in there a bit better. Starter motor's just down there. At this stage, it's probably just this bracket that we want to be removing. Not liking the look of all these little vacuum hoses. They're all perished like that. Anyway, I'm going to remove this bracket here. 1, 2, and we'll just move that out of our way. But anyway, so we're going to undo this plug here. Just pressing down on this little plug, and you can just pull it out, pop that off. Now that's going to be a 13mm. So just move that little protection cover, and then you got your two 14mm there and down there. You can use a ratchet spanner to get to them. Alrighty guys, using a 14mm ratchet spanner or any tool of your choice realistically, just undo that one there, pop down in here, same thing. Usually these are quite tight, that's why you use the big spanners like this one. Hopefully once you've got it finger tight, you can just undo it by your hand, but for now, use this spanner. Okay, and then I always leave the power wire to last. You can just come in, give it a nice turn. Now if that seized, put some like WD-40 or anti-rust on it, and so you don't spin it, cross-thread it, you know what I mean? You'll be doing your wiring harness again. Okay, take that 12mm off. You just grab the starter. Alrighty. And then we can just pull it out like that, guys. You can kind of just wiggle it past the air hose like that, and boom, there it is right there. Alrighty guys, so we don't have any new ones here today. We need this car back on the road literally today, so we've gone ahead and grabbed a second-hand one. So I'm going to chuck this one back in, but Parts Factory, as I said, we sell brand new starter motors. If you head onto our website, you'll see what we sell. Order one, get it to your door, boom, it's in your hand. We throw it into the car. It's the same procedure but in reverse, but I will run you through it just to, you never know. Right, let's do it. So, I've put it back in already, a different one, a bit better, a bit newer. And you can just start by putting your main bolts back in. Get them started by hand always. Don't ever use a rattle gun to start a bolt. Go bang, bang. You want to do that before you do anything else, so that you make sure it's all fitting and lining up, if you know what I mean. The next step will be our main power cable. Alrighty guys, so we've just tightened up the bolts. You got your activation wire in, your main 240 12 volt power connection, bang. It's time to obviously reassemble everything as you'd expect. Remember all these vacuum hoses, they kind of like tuck up through here and whatnot. So if you have moved them, it's time to put them all back into the place that you found them. I'll work it out at the end, and if you do need help finding where these little vacuum hoses go, etc., I'll have a diagram or just show you completely how to do it. So we're going to start with this bracket. I'm going to bring it back in. Remember, it's your two 10mm. So you can start them off by hand. You want to make sure it's all perfectly straight. The way to do that is you can actually look at like where the marks on, like say, the little bit of dirt there is. That way you line it all up. Bring your rattle gun in, line it all up. That way all these bolts line up. 1, 2. Now, the second thing is your big airbox. I'm going to bring that back in. Now it goes like this. Tucks into there and whatnot, so yeah, so it sits on top of that. As you do this, you just need to make sure you're not bolting down on top of anything critical, if you know what I mean. So battery like that, I'm gonna slide that into there. It goes way up there. So bring these power cables forward so you can see them. Battery box is going to pop down. You're going to line up your bolts down in there. You got to turn your flash on. And then yeah, you can see straight down in there. You can line up your 10mm. You got one. Once you get one in, the rest should come in nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then once you've done that, it's time to tighten up all of the ones in that airbox. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then all this is now the challenge. Pull that back out. Where does that go? It goes on this side, doesn't it? Yep. Other way though. Maybe it actually goes around. Yeah, it does. I'm going to plug that into this little solenoid here. Plug it in nice and secure, firm. Now, don't forget you got all your little vacuum hoses. Now these are quite important. You got one way down here chilling. Let me just work out where it goes first. It looks like it's a joiner. We'll start up here. Got one in here, as you can imagine. I'd say one comes around, slides in, like so. Now the only one we don't know where it goes so far is the one I'm holding in my hand. I'd say it attaches somewhere on the airbox lid we bring in at the end. So as you can imagine, let's bring it in. Yeah, see, there it is there. So you can just leave all that to the side for now. Get that cabling out of the way. Remember, that's your mass airflow sensor wire, so we are going to need that. So you bring this big box in, and we'll tuck the hose onto the airbox first, then raise the lid to the side a bit, dumping it down, secure firm nicely. It should all be nice and straight, and these bolts should tighten up nice and easy. One, two. Now you got hoses running around everywhere, so you want to kind of like put them back in where they kind of just chill like that. I'll just mute that. So you can just grab this little bloody, what are they called? Crankcase breather hose or whatever. Just put it there. Now you got this hose here, which seems to want to tuck into this position here. And you got this little baby one here, which again, it's going to be something around this area. Looks like maybe like that. It's like that. See how they all kind of like naturally go back to where they belong? You got one there, which tucks on like that. And we're left with this last one. Righty guys, I found it. It's just chilling right there. You can just plug it in, push it in, tap that in like that. You can do the same thing with this one. You just kind of feed it through, so it's just chilling. Quite delicate design. I would say normally there's actually hose clamps and whatnot, so just bear that in mind if you do have any error codes pop up in your dash. Now, we've got this little battery, basically just separates the metal from the battery acid, battery tray, and then you can just move all these cables to the side, and we're going to drop our battery back into the hole. Oh. Wrong way. Oh, no, that's correct. Is it? It's incorrect. So it goes like this. Positive top left. And then you can just put that on nice and firm. You can hear the car want to take up that drawer. Now we're going to tighten up the positive first. You can come through here. Nice and tight. Pop that on like that. And then the next thing we're going to tighten up is the negative with our socket preferably on the rattle gun. Nice and tight, so it's got a nice connection. And then of course the last step is your battery clamp, which just goes like so. Yeah, just kind of like move the battery to wherever lines up with the clamp. Now we're going to put this little 10mm in here first, because the next step is like a large metal rod which has gone missing. Let's take it at home or something. Yep. Alrighty guys, so once you have got your battery clamp all tightened up, everything's back in place where it should be. I'm thinking about putting some zip ties on these vacuum hoses. You don't have to if yours are all in immaculate condition, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just realized the last step is this sensor wire. So it just pops up through here. It actually comes from over this direction. So you can just reach around, drag it under and over, and just pop it into here. You can pop that wire up into that little holder. You're actually good to go ahead and give it a start. So cross fingers, she's good to go. Woo. Happy days, guys. Hectic. Alrighty, thanks for watching another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Don't forget, if you can, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Other than that, guys, if you need this part, links in the description. My name's Lucas. I'll see you next time.